All right. What we're talking about here is carving. Okay. Now you also need to realize what to carve. Like that's also part of your decision making here. Now, if you look at this one, I know it's a bunch of lines, but I carved it so all around here and in the holes of the Mario mushroom has all been lowered. It has been carved out so that the the mushroom part that I want to print, I left. That, whatever you leave, print. So you're going to put ink on this, and this one would print just like that. The other situation you have is, well, you could carve out the lines. Okay, so like on this one, I carved out the lines, and if I put ink on this or even use, say, an ink pad, I can print this and it would look like the inverse like this. So the whatever I carve becomes the color of the paper. Whatever I leave prints the color. Okay. So you also have to, at some point, you got to think about getting an ink pad or some paint, some sort of ink or paint. I mean, like any type of paint can work. I'll talk about that later too, but I just want you to get thinking about that. Now, this carving part, this is like the scary don't die because we're going to use sharp tools. Now, you don't have to use sharp tools if you don't have any, obviously. This is let me get real close. This is a butter knife. This is a plastic butter knife, and it has ridges to it, just like this metal one. It really helps if you have those type of ridges. It's just a butter knife, but you can actually take the top layer of your printing block off. Okay, what you need to do is you need to lower it about a millimeter. Okay, a millimeter. If you don't know what a millimeter is, here is our awesome ruler situation. If I could get it to focus here, it's like one of those little lines in there. Okay, it needs to just drop down a little bit because you're going to put ink on the top or paint on the top of this and print it like a stamp or like using an ink pad. Okay, now you can use a butter knife. You can actually use, and I've tried a whole bunch of crazy things. Like I tried like messing with a whole bunch of stuff of using a pen and like digging it out. You can totally do that. You can use a ballpoint pen, especially a metal tipped one. That works just fine. This is actually a carving tool. This is what a carving tool actually looks like. It's used for block printing. It's used for wood carving, but it is like razor blade sharp. And you see how it's like a V? It carves out like a V, and that's why it makes all these little lines. If some of you have a X-Acto blade or a sharp pocket knife or pen knife, let me be very clear about this. You need to have supervision. You need to talk to mom or dad saying, I am going to use this to carve my printing block. I need your permission to do so. Like, I need to know that you are not going to get stabbed or cut your finger off, okay? You need to be careful about this. Coming from somebody who worked professionally making like 3D boxes and stuff using X-Acto blades, I ended up with a good 6 stitches and almost lost my thumb because of an X-Acto blade. And I used to get paid professionally to use one. Accidents happen, okay? So you need to be very careful. Pen knives or X-Acto blades, you still want to kind of do this V shape. Like if you're trying to carve a little line, you want to go along the outside and you want to like carve it in a V shape. So you carve one side or put the knife in one side and put it in the other side as a V. So you make that nice little outline, if you will. You're just trying to lower everything, okay? So that's what you're trying to do, is trying to lower everything that you want to be the color of the paper, okay? Now I'm gonna show you this. This is what this one comes out like, but if you look at the back, so I put it on both sides. So some people that are gonna try to do 2 colors, I put it on both sides. And then on this one, I just left the background. I just carved out the whole inside. And on this side, it goes like this. And so what you can do is you can do 2 color printing. So I'm going to show you my artist print. Whoop, so you can see what that looks like. So this is a print. This is my artist print. And what I did was I printed this side first in pink, and then I put this side in green over it. If you look closely, I signed it and numbered it. And we'll talk about the artist print later, but in more detail. But the idea is you need to be very, very careful trying to carve. Like you could go along the edge like this. It really helps to carve around it and then kind of scrape it off so you have a nice clean edge. This is where you need to be ridiculously safe. If you are going to use a sharp knife or an X-Acto blade, you legitimately have to have a parent right by you saying this is okay. Does that make sense? Like, I need to know that you are going to be safe. So good luck.